Hey everyone, welcome back to TR3B News. It's been a while since I've made a video like this, but I was really inspired to make this video last month. I actually put a quick video up on the channel while I was in Las Vegas in early May, and now after watching what's been transpiring the last few days, I realized I have to get this video out. It's this is very relevant to the current scenario that's been going on, right? So I discovered, according to mainstream information here coming out on this sighting, that I was actually in Vegas while this happened. Now, I did not see any activity on May 1st. As a matter of fact, I can show you what I was doing on May 1st in Las Vegas. I was drinking heavily with friends of mine at Tao Beach that night. So this is some footage from that night in Vegas on May 1st. Not really relevant, but it's going to get a lot more interesting. So last year, I made this video. Okay. Last year, I made this video about a sighting that occurred after the same conference had taken place. So we go out every year for this conference in Vegas. It's usually at the Venetian, right around late April, early May, and we've started a tradition the last 2 years of getting out into the desert after the event and doing some paranormal research type stuff. Now, last year we did more of like a Four Corners trip. This year we only had one day, and we actually had to come back to go to the XRP event where we got to meet Brad Garlinghouse, which is really cool, and meet a lot of the YouTube influencers. Like I met Mel Carmine and Zach Rector and like all those guys. A bunch of people were there on the XRP event, so that was cool. But really, the most exciting thing that happened when we were in Vegas was we had another really crazy sighting, and so that's what happened this year. I'm going to go into that, but first of all, I want to show you this really interesting clip. So if you go on my channel, you'll see a video called UFO Testimony, April 21st. It's Monument Valley. Had a flyover of a cigar-shaped craft, real low. I got into how I kind of like did the CE5 stuff, Dr. Greer stuff a little bit. Was throwing like positive vibes out there, and then just boom, right? So my friend, a few days after we got back this year, sends me this video from just a random channel that has nothing to really do with this stuff, but they happen to be standing at the kind of like a tourist area of Monument Valley, which is right where I've been here, and I want you to just listen to what this gentleman has to say on the left here. I'm going to play this clip for about a minute.
Learning to how it works.
I'll take a picture of Bodycam.
Okay, all right.
Let's do it.
All right.
1, 2, 3.
This is what they call Central Mesa. I live on the other side of it.
Oh, wow. Amazing stars at night here, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Amazing
We
skies.
also encountered some abnormal and paranormal stuff out here. We see like abnormal lights flying from that rock way over there, coming out to the side.
A lot of reservations, they have the little men,
But they
Some
have
interesting stuff.
more of skinwalkers.
skinwalkers.
Yeah, what they have shapeshifters, and you get a lot of that around here.
So what he's describing is exactly what I was describing. So like he's saying over by Central Mesa, that's where everybody lives. Not everybody, but that's where there's a settlement over there, and the reservation. There's a lot of people that live over there. And what I described in my video, if you watch it, is basically the exact thing where he's saying coming over Central Mesa into Monument Valley. So I don't know if he's talking about the same day that we were there, which was April 21st, or if it was like a few weeks later. But this video that I'm showing you now was shot in November of the same year. So it was a couple months after that, we were there. So it could just be a regular phenomenon, like this thing comes through every so often, but he also gets into some other stuff. I'll play another minute of it.
And sometimes when it comes to it, when you see those, they're bad, bad spirits.
Okay.
So some people, some locals, how they do that is that they sell their loved one's soul to the devil.
Okay.
And that's how they become powerful, to be into shape-shifting, into animal, to human, back to animal.
To move spirits between the different life forms.
Yeah, that happens around here.
So now I didn't get that deep. However, you know, what we saw, we thought if you gave me one guess, I would say, you know, Navy secret space program. That was my guess. But you know, this gentleman has a different perspective, and he's, you know, obviously a lot more, you know, he's there a lot more than I am. So, all right. So just real quick here, this is the video from last year, and then we'll get into the new content. So basically exactly like he said, I believe when he pointed, he was pointing over in the direction we were in. And then, you know, this is the area where they were at. So just like I said in my video, coming right over into the valley and vanishing is, you know, confirmation from a source. So that was just really exciting and cool, and you know, validating to have, you know, locals see it as well. So okay, let's talk about this year now. So yeah, so I was in Vegas. There you go. And here you go. Me mostly drinking and going to nightclubs and stuff. But there's that's Aria. So then, okay, so me and a couple buddies rented the Mustang here, and we headed out into the desert to Alamo, Nevada. And the reason we chose Alamo, Nevada was because there's a place called, I'm going to bring up the map in a second, called Picaboo Peak or Tickaboo Peak, which is supposed to be the closest you can get to Area 51. You know, here you go. So it's cruising. So I'll just show you a little bit of the videos here. So, you know, it's just cruising out. We saw Nellis. So here's us heading out. Oh, that video got messed up. But you get the idea. I mean, a lot of comms, you know. Comm towers. All this over here. So this is around the Nellis area. Size of the solar field. Look at the size of the solar field and all these power lines right here. Look, it goes for miles and miles. And just some really, it was a full moon. So I'm going to set the scene for you here. This was not a good night to do this. It was cold. The temperature dropped big time. It got cloudier as we went on, right? I think it even started to sprinkle a little bit out there, and we had a full moon. So like, I went out thinking like, this is not going to be a phenomenal night for UFO watching. Okay, we did stay at this place called the Sunset View, and this is a really lousy picture I took. My buddy stayed in the hippie room, and I stayed in the military room of this hotel, and I thought it was pretty cool. So we ended up staying out there, and you know, so we go to the Sunset View. We drop our stuff off. I'm gonna bring up the map here for you. So here we are. You know, I kind of mapped it out real quick. So we came in from Las Vegas, right, on the 4th of May. We drive somehow, I don't know exactly how we got there, but we drive out to the Sunset View Inn, right, from Vegas, which is a cool place. It's probably the last stop, you know, you're going to find before this nature trail. Just give you a little bit of scenery there, what that kind of looked like, you know, just a real quaint little motel, right? Okay, so we drop our stuff off. We had this Mustang convertible, which I realized was not the best vehicle for what we were doing. Had I had a better vehicle, like something like 4-wheel drive, I would have been able to get a lot further, because this nature trail is, let me see if I can get the name of that here. What was it called? Yeah, this place. So is that it, what it was called? Yeah, I think so. So what we did was, we were not prepared for what was going to happen. That's kind of what I want to say. And this is why I don't have any good photographs of what occurred, but I'm just going to give you all the coordinates and information about it. So I'll even drop a pin here to like see what it was. So here's the coordinates on the screen. Okay. So what happened was, we're in this convertible. We pull off into this little trail, right? Which I think I missed. I circled around and found this little trail. And mind you, like, there is not a lot of action over here. This is a very remote spot. I mean, there's a 2-lane highway. There's nobody out there. It's, you know, it's dark, but there was a full moon and there was clouds coming in. So I'm like, this is probably going to be another dud night. Not all the nights you go out and search for crafts are like, you know, immediately rewarding. However, this was crazy. So we pull off this trail. I'm driving, and I'm thinking I'm going to go 5-10 miles down before I like even bust out the night vision, you know. So what do I see? So the minute we turn off, the three of us guys turn off this path here, we see immediately overhead another like cigar shaped craft. This time it's almost sitting still. It's almost directly above our vehicle. So we all get out like completely shocked. We just stop the vehicle. I go, what the hell is that? I look up, there's a cigar shaped craft right there. Okay. And so we look at it for like 5 or 10 seconds, and I'm like, I got to get my night vision goggles. My buddy was going for his camera, and the thing just like faded out and vanished. Okay. So this time it kind of took off like almost, I'll show you the direction. It went like this. So it just went, it was right there. It was like, you know, in mind you, it was cloudy. There was a full moon. So it wasn't quite the same experience as last time. Just went like that. And just like zoo went like that, about that speed, and just faded out. Okay. So this whole thing happened within about 10 seconds. So here we are, just like jaws dropped, shocked, you know, and like we're already mad because we didn't get a picture of it. I'm like, I'll just take out the night vision for a minute and see what's what. So I take out the night vision goggles, and I only was able to stay out there like 5 or 10 minutes. It's already kind of cold. I'm like, man, this, you know, not a great night. There's clouds coming in, moon right there in front of me. But I see another object streak right into this field, like where I was looking, and vanish. You know, like, so you get a lot of that when you start to look out in the desert, you know, in the right spots with night vision, you'll see streaks and stuff real low. This thing came in like streaking in, and then it just like went poof, almost like there was a portal over here. Like I would almost say it was like there was a portal, or like an energetic anomaly, like right here in this area. Okay. So that happens, and I see one or two more anomalous objects, right? And I'm like, damn, you know, I'd only been here a few minutes. I was not prepared. So then what we ended up doing the rest of the night was we drove a few more miles on this trail. And I can tell you, it got to the point where I could not go any further, because it was just, I'm in this Mustang convertible, and I'm bottoming this thing out, and it's just not the right vehicle. So I was like, let's turn around, guys. We kind of made it an early night. We didn't really get as far as we wanted, but I mean, just within that short amount of time that I was, you know, hanging out in this area, we have this sighting. It was almost like it was like they wanted me to see it, you know. And so with listening to some of these channeled messages and information that I've been receiving, you know, from other YouTube people, and, you know, other contributors to this phenomenon, you know, it sounds like this is almost like a concerted effort. Like if you go out looking for this stuff and have the right state of mind, you're gonna have an experience. And so this was amazing. So I've got two other guys that saw it with me. One of the guys was the guy I was with last year, three of us. And, you know, we all saw the same exact thing. We were all, you know, completely sober and aware when this happened. This was about, give or take, 10 p.m. on the 4th of May, south of, or was it north or south? Yeah, north of Las Vegas. Area 51's like over here somewhere. So yeah, that's our testimony. Don't know what it was, but definitely a big old multi-football field ship. This time probably less than a half-mile away. So pretty amazing stuff. Very, very interesting. And you know, I think there's a lot of action going on out there right now. I think there's a lot more than normal. And you know, we're going to try to make some more content on the channel, and I've got a few other really cool ideas. I wanted to let everybody know. So my friend that I mentioned in the video that you saw a picture of in the back seat, and I will be headed out to Rythmia again in a few weeks. We're going to do our second ayahuasca adventure. So that's really exciting. I've got some really cool projects going on at the house. I made a short video yesterday about an electroculture experiment that we're doing right now. So some really cool stuff going on. I've been doing some experimentation with the Lukovsky multi-wave oscillator that I bought. I had a gentleman run a few sessions on that. Someone have a report on that. So I'm doing I'm trying to do more content. Really want to contribute more, and I'm going to try to do some videos from Rythmia if that's permitted. and show you guys that. That's probably one of the most, fascinating experiences of my life. And gosh, I can only imagine what's going to happen when we do that, because I never really shared my first experience with Rythmia on the channel too much, but basically I had a contact with what I felt was like a UFO, like a extraterrestrial presence slash ancestors type experience. And it was very apparent to me that I was going to be somehow involved in, this UFO disclosure, this the history of Earth, like a lot of the esoteric topics that we discuss in the channel. It became clear to me that that was one of the big turning points. Is when I went to Rythmia, it all kind of made sense, right? So I'm really excited to go back. I'm probably right, after my just a few personal life experiences, it's one of the most amazing things that ever happened to me, other than like the birth of my children, getting married, stuff like that. But so I'm really excited, and hopefully have some great content to share with you guys when I get back. So enjoy the rest of this month, and we'll be back probably in July with the report on that. So appreciate everybody's time. Namaste. I love everybody, and we'll see you again soon. Thank you. Bye.